With a look at the 3-on-3 basketball rules for the upcoming intramural sports season here at Florida State University, I'm David Peters. We're going to walk you through how to play 3-on-3 basketball, where to go, how to check in, everything you need to know to make sure that your experience in intramural sports is a good one. So facility information is up first. We'll talk about where to check in, those sport rules, and then league information. Know that everything we do here in intramural sports is based off of our 7 principles of intramural sports. That includes involvement, participation, fair play, sportsmanship, among others. Facility information is up next. Where do we play? Well, 3-on-3 basketball occurs in Tully Gymnasium. It is located right next door to the Leach Center, our rec facility, right there on the main campus. No alcohol, no tobacco, no pets are allowed in the gym. And if you're bringing food, make sure you finish it off in the lobby area because only bottled water is permitted on the gym floor. Check-in also occurs out in the lobby, so make sure that you and your players bring their current valid FSU card. Prior to every game, you'll want to check in out there. If you have a doubleheader, we'll check you in for both at the same time. But you'll need it every night you come out, and we do have the check-in table located there in the front lobby of Tully Gym. Just takes a second. No check-in takes place courtside, so if you get there late, stop by the desk, get checked in, and then you can come on out and join your team as appropriate. You can also add players throughout the season. We're going to talk about how your roster can change, but you don't have to turn in a roster, and you can add players even into the playoffs. We want to make sure that you have enough to play 3-on-3 basketball, but know that each participant may only play on one team in our 3-on-3 league. So either a men's team or a women's team, regardless of division, you get one 3-on-3 team per season. And once someone is signed in on your team, they are not allowed to change to another during the season. Other responsibilities for our team captains, including player eligibility and forgotten IDs and playoff formats, all of that is part of our Team Captains podcast and also available online separately through our 7 principles of intramural sports. And I told you sportsmanship is very important to us. We want everyone to come out and enjoy their experience and respect not only their opponent, but the staff and the facility. So make sure you're keeping your sportsmanship up. You can learn more about sportsmanship through our sportsmanship podcast and those guidelines. They're online as well at campusrec.fsu.edu/IM. Now, 3-on-3 basketball is a self-officiated game. We may officiate in the playoffs, not often, but sometimes we feel like an official is necessary. So we're going to talk a little bit about the rules today so you know how to play these when you're out there on the court without an official. Teams should announce the score every time there is a check, so that certainly helps us make sure that we've got the score correct. Excessive arguing or unsportsmanlike conduct will result in forfeiture of game. We certainly will have supervisors at the facility keeping watch over all of the games in progress, and should we note that there's an incident or too much arguing on a particular court, they will come over and address the situation, and we certainly don't want to have to end the game because of poor sportsmanship. Now, basketballs are available. Certainly bring your own if you would like, or you can use one of ours. You can check out a basketball there at the gym, right there in the front lobby, actually, is where you'll check out that basketball. Appropriate running and basketball shoes are required. Sandals, flip-flops, boots, cleats, all of that not allowed in basketball. We play basketball, so make sure you have the appropriate shoes. Teams should wear similar colored jerseys. We have pennies that are available at the court if we have a confusion, but we do not require numbers. We're not recording fouls in this game, so if you just all wear the same color of t-shirt, for example, then that would certainly be fine. Jewelry is not allowed to be worn by any participant in 3-on-3 basketball. Now, team composition looks like this. It's 3-on-3, makes sense, but you can only have 5 players per game on your roster. Now, that is signed in for a single game. So that's 3 players on the court and 2 subs. We don't let you have 10 subs, just 2 per game. Now, you can change your roster of 5 every game. So even if you play a doubleheader, you can use 5 players in the first game and sign in 5 different players for the second game, and every week that can change as well. But for a particular game, you only get 5 players. We don't want you to have the opportunity to sub in so much and delay the game or have too many subs and put in a fresh roster every couple of minutes. Just not part of 3-on-3. So make sure you take this requirement in. 2 players are required to start, so you can play 2-on-3 here in 3-on-3 basketball. If you have 1, that is a default. A no-show results in a forfeit fine, and we don't want that to happen to a team coach or a team captain. Either one will get a fine when you don't show up. Substitutions can be made by either team prior to any checking of the ball. So after a made basket, a foul, or other stoppage of play, just know that you can substitute in, and we do that from the baseline. So make sure your subs are all down there because this is a half-court game of 3-on-3. Now, game time is 2 10-minute halves. The clock runs continuously on typically the main scoreboard in Tully Gym. We actually buzz the horn, and we start the clock for all games at the same time. So you'll kind of all have a visible look at the clock as it's displayed there. Halftime is 3 minutes. There are no timeouts. The games will begin with a coin toss to determine which team will have the ball first, and the loser of the toss will take the ball to start the second half. So we'll make sure that all that's squared away on all the courts, and then we'll buzz that horn, put 10 minutes up, and get things going on all courts at the exact same time. So you'll all run off the same clock. Now, if we have a challenge or an injury or something that delays a particular court, we will have game staff come over and time that game separately from the game clock. Overtime, if tied at the end of regulation, we break that with a 3-person free throw shootout. So each player on the court at the end of the second half will shoot a free throw. And if we're still tied after that, we'll go into a sudden victory format where a make and a miss would end the game as well. So much like soccer, here in basketball, we'll just do a free throw shootout to break a tie. Now, we do different scoring in 3-on-3. For made baskets inside the three-point arc, it is 1 point. For made baskets outside the three-point arc, it is 2 points. So we have 1s and 2s as opposed to 2s and 3s. And teams are required to take a shot at the basket within 15 seconds of taking possession of the ball. Now, the check line in 3-on-3 basketball is the three-point line. And so as long as you get behind the three-point line, that is good enough. So after a missed basket, in order to take it back behind the check line, that's where you would go, is the three-point line all the way around the court. So anytime that the defense gained possession of the ball, whether that's on a steal or a shot or an air ball, the ball does not have to touch the rim, and we still require a check. So every time the defense gains control of the ball, it must take it behind the check line. So again, air ball, take it back. Player in possession needs only 1 foot behind the check line to proceed. So just out there really fast, whether that's through a pass or dribbling out, gets you behind the check line with 1 foot. And that is good to go in 3-on-3 basketball. Here's how the foul situation works. For common fouls, a non-shooting foul, like something would happen at the top of the key. It's loss of possession for the offending team, and we resume that play with a check at the top. Offensive fouls, like a charge, for example, disallow the converted basket, so you can't charge and make a basket. We just wave that off, and it's loss of possession, so the defense takes over with the ball on a check. Shooting fouls with a missed basket, we retain possession for the offended team, and the offense takes the ball. So if, again, self-officiated, if the offensive team goes in and feels like it gets fouled and calls a foul, they just get the ball back at the top of the key if they miss the basket. There are no free throws. You just get the ball again with a check. If you make the basket and you're calling a foul, the basket counts and there's no penalty. It's not make it, take it for the offense. If you make the basket, it's just like there was no foul ever. The foul wasn't good enough. And so the defense takes the ball like it would after any normal made basket. Again, not make it, take it. For the offense. There's no dunking, just like in 5-on-5. There's no dunking in 3-on-3 by any player at any time. Before the game, during the game, after the game, anytime. No dunking, no hanging on the rim either. This is a safety issue, and violators are subject to immediate ejection. The penalty is pretty stiff. So if you have these skills, or your players do, you want to remind them that this is not permitted in our 3-on-3 basketball league. Winners will report the game score to the IM staff. You can do so right out at the sign-in table, and make sure you check your schedule. As I have mentioned, doubleheaders are possible in 3-on-3 basketball. We like for you to come out and usually get a full hour's worth of games in, so that's usually 2 games, sometimes even triple headers during the playoffs. So check before you go, and we'll be monitoring that sportsmanship throughout the facility with our IM supervisors. Hey, that's about it. Pretty easy for 3-on-3 basketball. So the exam is up next. Make sure you take that team captain's exam by the deadline. It's established in our registration materials, and get the required score. If you need to make any changes to your registration, you can do that by stopping by our office or sending us an email. More information about all of that is on our website, as is the team captain's guide, the regular season schedules, the playoff schedules. It's all right there along with the sport rules. And know that we do take everyone out of the 3-on-3 basketball regular season into the postseason. You don't have to win a game. Maybe you'll start your win streak once the playoffs start. All you have to do is make sure that your sportsmanship average is appropriate, and you'll want to check the online schedules for playoff information once your regular season games are complete. And that's it. That's a look at 3-on-3 basketball. For more information about this sport or other sports and intramural sports, give us a call or stop by our office. Our phone number, 850-644-2430. You can always email us through our website, and that's campusrec.fsu.edu/IM. With a look at the rules for 3-on-3 basketball, I'm David Peters. Good luck in the upcoming intramural sports season.